Do we know this was on the block?
Well, AT&T is trying to raise between $6 and $8 billion by selling assets this year, and they're at about 3.5. So they're looking at all of their assets really closely and going through everything and saying, what can we do without? So we broke the story that this is on the block.
So give me some idea as to what the demand's going to be for this. I mean, what was the other big sports network that we had that was on the block and there was a big bidding war for it? Are we going to see something like that for these, or is this not?
Is Ice Cube going to bid for it? That's what I really
that's all I
want to
really
know.
want to know, honestly.
I think Ice Cube might turn up for it, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he did show up for the Disney RSNs. Disney had to sell 21 RSNs that Fox owned as part of their deal to buy Fox, and those assets fetched about $9.6 billion. So Sinclair, which actually won that package of RSNs, we think that they would have a look, although they haven't closed that deal yet. So timing-wise, it just depends on when these ones come to market. And in that auction, Liberty's John Malone's Liberty was also another underbidder there, and Big Three, Ice Cube, Apollo, and a bunch of other private equity guys had looked at it as well. The thing about these ones, there are just 4 of them. They covered about a dozen teams, and there are some good teams on there. They're like Seattle Mariners and Houston Rockets and Pittsburgh Penguins, but it's not as attractive as probably the Disney set.
Yeah.
There was some congressional Democrats who were somewhat worried about the previous deal, right? Is this going to get any regulatory scrutiny, any Capitol Hill getting involved?
Look, Sinclair is already under fire from regulators on a number of fronts. So they've had these 3 Democrats, Cory Booker, Elizabeth Warren, and also Bernie Sanders, come out and say maybe this deal that they're doing for the Disney RSNs, maybe that the FCC needs to look at it.
Too monopolistic.
They're worried about that. They're worried about prices going up for consumers. They're worried about a lack of diversity and perspectives in local news and sports, and just in general competition. But Sinclair, remember, failed to do a deal for Tribune about a bit more than a year ago, and as part of that deal, the FCC has launched another investigation into that deal as well. So this is a company that's kind of under fire from regulators.